I'm with Kirti Azad, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, which she joined a couple of years ago from the BJP. Kirti, of course, was a member of the 1983 cricket squad, which won the World Cup, an amazing day that India will never forget. It will go down in history as one of those days, a red-letter day in our history. And today we are talking about two issues. The first is the railways disaster in Balasore in Odisha, where 3 trains collided. This is a couple of days ago already. We know that 288 people have died. This is one of the worst railways disasters in the last several decades. And the second issue that I'd like to talk to Kirti about is about the wrestlers, the women wrestlers, the female wrestlers who have been protesting. They're no longer on Jantar Mantar. They were on Jantar Mantar. We know that they were evicted from there a few days ago. And I'd like to ask him about the situation on that front. But first of all, let me welcome Mr. Azad to ThePrint. Welcome. Mr. Azad, I'd like to ask you about the railways disaster. Your chief, Mamata Banerjee, West Bengal Chief Minister, was on the site soon after the disaster, and she made several political statements where she was very critical of the ruling BJP. Now tell me, is that the time to do politics when so many people are dead, hundreds injured? That was in poor taste, don't you think?
First of all, we sympathize and we want those injured to get well as soon as possible. What do you mean by politics? Who is Narendra Modi?
He's a Prime Minister of the country.
But isn't he a politician?
Yes, but he's a Prime Minister of the country and he was on the site too.
Because he was a legislator, then he became an executive.
Okay.
So ultimately we are all either elected in the Lok Sabha or Raj Sabha, or you're an MLA or an MLC, or you're in your states or wherever in panchayats. You're elected. You're an elected person.
Right.
And Mamata Banerjee has an experience of 3 years as a railway minister. And once she did go there, she asked many questions, which Mr. Vaishnav didn't have an answer for. Because he said, well, he gave a number of casualties and said, well, this is it. When there were still 3 bogies which were untouched.
Well, you don't expect him to answer questions when this huge, terrible disaster has just taken place. I'm sure he doesn't have the answers himself. There is an investigation that is being carried out. I think surely for Mamata Banerjee, it was not in very good taste, Mr. Azad, for her to make these statements, these comments.
Well, haven't these statements been made before? Is it Mamata Banerjee doing it? Or when the BJP was in opposition, they did the same?
What do you mean by that?
There were many times this happened when railway accidents took place during the time of Congress when they were in power. They would do the same and ask for resignation. We've had people on moral grounds giving resignation.
So are you asking for the resignation of Ashwini Vaishnav?
Yes, why not?
Is the Trinamool Congress asking for the resignation?
If Lal Bahadur Shastri, the late Prime Minister of India, if Madhavrao Sindhya, if Nitish Kumar and Mamata Banerjee on moral grounds could give resignation, we're not asking anything political. It's on moral grounds that he should. After all, I remember I saw the CAG report where they've been given 1 lakh crores for renewal of tracks, for looking after the railway tracks. They talk about derailment. They talk about system failure. Then what happened to the Suraksha Kavach? I was watching Mr. Vaishnav giving us a demonstration. It was on social media, giving us a demonstration कि एक ट्रेन इधर से आ रही है, एक इधर से आ रही है. जब दोनों सामने आ जाते हैं तो अपने आप रुक जाते हैं. तो वो कल्यूजन नहीं होती. वो सिस्टम सुरक्षा कवच हमने लगाया हुआ है. एक अगर आगे जा रही है, दूसरी पीछे पास पहुंच गई तो वो रुक जाती है. सुरक्षा, वेयर इज सुरक्षा कवच? 68,043 kilometers you have railway tracks across India. Only on 1,445 kilometers you have Suraksha Kavach. Where was the Suraksha Kavach on Coromandel?
नहीं तो सर नहीं है ना सुरक्षा कवच. First of all, इसमें there are 2 points here. Firstly, सुरक्षा कवच इस ट्रेन में नहीं था, जो बहुत सी ट्रेनों में नहीं है.
Coromandel Express, I must tell you, this was talked about. Everybody praised it. This is one of our premier.
It is. It is.
You are doing Vande Mataram Express. You change the name from
Vande Bharat.
From Vande Mataram to Vande Bharat. Sorry, why I say Vande Mataram? Because that is the original name.
Okay.
So Vande Bharat's name was changed to Vande Mataram Express. You going around and doing it. Does it look nice to a Prime Minister to be inaugurating these Vande Bharat trains? Or he should be looking after the 1 lakh crore that he has given, out of which only 15% the funds have been used?
So you're accusing the Railways Minister and the Railways Ministry for not
I'm accusing the Prime Minister. I'm accusing the Prime Minister because this is the first time I've seen a railway minister. And because there is this dastardly accident that has taken place. Otherwise, on all railway things, you only see single person, like a station master doing Hari Jhandi.
No, 1 second. He is the Prime Minister of the country. He is an elected leader.
For me, he is the railway minister because he is the one who is inaugurating all the bloody trains.
He may be inaugurating the trains, but the railways minister is also standing next to him.
He is also the station master
and as
because
the Prime
of the Hari
Minister,
Jhandi.
and as the Prime Minister, Mr. Azad, he has every right to inaugurate whatever train he wants. Now, the question is on the in Balasore, on this site, Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, standing next to the Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, would you agree with me that she was doing politics?
No, I don't think so. You can ask pertinent questions. Any person, we are citizens of India before we are Chief Minister or a cricketer or a journalist or anybody.
Okay.
So you can ask questions. There's a disaster taken place. Almost 300 people have died. 1,000 are injured. So why shouldn't I be asking questions?
Because right now he doesn't know the answers to those questions. That's why. He doesn't know. There is an investigation that is being carried out.
Okay.
He probably doesn't know, although now it seems...
let me answer that.
Okay.
Doesn't he know that since 2017 and 18, 1 lakh crore rupees were given for renewal of tracks,
yes,
for safety, for signal system?
No, he obviously knows that. He obviously knows that, yes.
So he knows how much he has spent? Why hasn't he spent the funds? I want that question to be answered.
So what are you accusing him of? Are you saying that the funds have not been spent?
Incompetence is what I'm accusing this government.
No, but are you saying that because the funds have not been spent, therefore there has been not that much attention on railway safety, but rather on beautifying trains, which by the way we need. We need these semi-superfast trains like the Vande Bharat, which are now being manufactured in India.
You mean to say the funds are like chicken eggs, you sit on them and they multiply and you get chicks out of it? What is this?
No, what are you saying?
Are we talking about Indian Railways?
Yes, we are.
So when you're talking about Indian Railways, when you have money for maintenance, if it's a signal failure, wasn't there a maintenance problem? You know, since the last 4 years, 10 accidents have taken place, out of which 7 are because of derailment. You know, there used to be these linemen going on all these tracks, checking the couplings and other places to see that tracks are fine. Now, there are lakhs of vacancies, I think more than 4 lakh in the railways. You have a chairman of the railway board, you have the members of the railway board, you have the GMs of the 16 zones that we have. We have that top heavy, really good, but what about at the base, at the bottom, where you must have people, linemen, you know, these unmanned railway places, how many accidents have taken place? 1,788. You know that?
So you are accusing the railways minister.
Manned railway stations, people have been found drunk. It has come out in the newspaper. So what is the kind of thing, what is the maintenance? If signal failed, you have 1 lakh crore, an automatic system, that means you're not maintaining it.
No, but right now the information is, and Mr. Vaishnav has just come and he's been speaking to the press, and the information is that it may not have been a signalling failure. There is no evidence right now, but according to what he has told the press, he's asking the question, and there are these questions being asked, whether the signalling, did somebody tamper with the signalling system? Because it seems to be some contradictory information. कि एक तरफ से वो derailment हुई, दूसरी तरफ से one train went into the loop, हरी झंडी किसने दिखाई, the green light that was given to the Coromandel Express. Right now there are no answers, Mr. Azad.
एक तरफ आप कहते हैं कि साहब ऑटोमेटिक सिस्टम है, दूसरी तरफ आप कहते हैं हरी झंडी किसने दिखाई. मेरे को ये समझ में कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन नहीं समझ में आता.
तो इनका ये कहना है that the root cause has been identified.
Let me answer the question.
Okay.
36 घंटे से रेलवे मिनिस्टर साहब वहाँ बैठे हैं, जिनकी शक्ल मैंने पहली बार देखी. रेलवे मिनिस्टर साहब 36 घंटे से बैठे हुए हैं और उनका एक्सीडेंट कैसे हुआ उसके कारण बार बार बदल रहे हैं. मैं कैसे विश्वास करूं उनकी कॉम्पिटेंस पे? Why should I believe on his competence where he has changed his statement thrice regarding the accident? This is where I say the expert should be working, and on moral grounds he should resign, because he himself doesn't know. He comes after every 5 hours and he gives a different statement. First we came to know it was derailment of bogies. Second we come to know that it was signalling failure. Now they are saying it might be the failure of
A human error.
A human
error
When
and
you have-
maybe tampering within quotes. लेकिन अभी किसी को कुछ नहीं पता
So
कि
that
क्या है.
tampering is to save your skin.
कैसे?
Human error. How?
How
If
are you accusing him of saying that he's using that this word is being used so as to
Because
save
he's
his skin?
changed his statement thrice, from derailment to automatic system failure and then human failure. If you have an automatic system, signaling system, how do you bloody make it a human error? If it's automatic system, how is it a human error? Tell me. And even if it is a human error or a system failure or a bogie derailment, what happened to the Suraksha Kavach? This train coming from here, this train coming from here and stopping. Didn't the other train know about it? I mean, whom are they fooling?
But even there are officials who are saying now that even if there was a Suraksha Kavach, which is the anti-collision device, which is supposed to be on every train, and we know that it was not on this train.
Mamata Banerjee, train avoidable collision system.
Right, collision system.
Collision system was put in place by her in 2011-12 when she was the minister.
But
When she
Mr.
was
Azad, that system is still not there in all the trains.
Why? 2016 we had the Patna-Indore accident during this government in 2016. 115 people lost their lives. 150 were injured. Out of 135 got incapacitated for lives. Only 15 came out safely.
Okay.
Now, in 2016 that happened. This system everybody knew was being developed during the time of Mamata Banerjee. She had put in some money in the budget to do that. After 2016, first thing was that the railway budget was stopped. So there are
You think that was a bad thing?
Yes. Railways is the biggest employer. Railway is the biggest means of transport for the poor. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is the first thing that should come in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is railways. The poorest of poor, they go into third class, or maximum of them go into general class. Look at the hygiene, look at the other thing. Well, that is a different thing to talk about. But then, what happened? So you need a train anti-collusion system, which was put in place.
But according to the officials, even if there was a Suraksha Kavach on this train, it would not have stopped from this particular disaster from taking place. Because it was a derailment. और वो हरी झंडी दिखाई थी Coromandel Express को, but it was supposed to, and there was a loop. It should have gone into that loop, लेकिन वो वहाँ पे वो दूसरी वाली जो train थी, that was stationary, which is how it collided with that train.
That is what the statement?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So what happens to human error? If it's a derailment, that means you haven't maintained the tracks.
Well,
that is what I'm saying. The kind of statement they think we are idiots. We are nincompoops. We don't have brain. We are juvenile delinquents.
But sir, your party is the only one that is asking for Ashwini Vaishnav's head. Nobody else is asking for it. The Congress party, which has not said a word on this yet.
I don't care two hoots about them. When I'm sitting with you here, talking to Print, talking to you, Jyoti, am I doing the relief work or am I anyway disturbing the relief work? If I'm sitting somewhere, if I'm sitting on a TV studio, if I'm sitting with you, am I disturbing the relief work? No, I'm not. I'm going to ask, why shouldn't heads roll? If you're a politician and you win elections and you're elected as a prime minister, and the prime minister's prerogative is to elect somebody as a railway minister, and he becomes a railway minister, he's not even a politician, he's a bureaucrat, then he should be knowing better how to be operating railways.
Sir, Prime Minister ने कहा है कि वो जो भी responsible है इस disaster के लिए, he will not be spared. तो ये आप इसको
ज्योति जी, आपको मालूम है मोरबी गुजरात में भी एक हादसा हुआ था
जी,
जहां ब्रिज गिर गई थी. वहां भी प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा था कि किसी भी आदमी को मैं नहीं छोड़ूंगा. Have you heard anything about it? Has anybody been given? It's very good. You know, he's camera JV. He loves to be on camera. You go anywhere, he's single. You're not allowed cameras in a temple. He takes them in the temple. He's breaking all rules. So just coming on camera doesn't make you a prime minister. You have to come out and show results. 15 crore, 2 crore नौकरियां हर साल दूंगा. Then his members of parliament talk about जी हम तो 85 करोड़ लोग भूखे लोगों को खाना खिला रहे हैं.
So you're saying that he's
not. एक मिनट, फिर आप कहते हैं मैं आत्मनिर्भर हूँ. आप 85 करोड़ को खाना खिला रहे हैं. आपने 2 करोड़ नौकरी गई थी. 9 साल में अगर 18, 9 दूनी 18, 18 करोड़ नौकरी multiplied by 5 is 80 crore people would have got food. That would have been Atmanirbhar. You haven't given jobs, you haven't bullet train. Now you're thinking of bullet train. You're talking about the Vande Bharat trains. Think of the safety of the people first. Get the safety. You have to have your basics right.
So is the Railways Minister or is the Railways Ministry focusing on these vanity projects like the bullet train from Ahmedabad to
They are
Mumbai?
focusing on photo opportunities of the Prime Minister. They are focusing on how to take fake publicity. That's about it. What else you tell me?
So they're not taking responsibility for the work that's going on.
Except for Vande Bharat, let them show me anything that they've done. They haven't spent the money. They haven't spent even 20% of.
Why do you think that this focus is not there? You are accusing them of lack of focus.
If anybody who's got experience, it's not necessary that you should be well read because of through the books. But if you have good general knowledge and you understand how to run an administration, you would know what is required. Requirement is not photo opportunities and not standing like a station master and hillowing jhanda, hara jhanda for the trains to go. You're not a station master. You're Prime Minister of India. You've done one Vande Bharat, fair enough. You're doing 19 Vande Bharats. You don't have anything else to do. Moor ko khana khila rahe hain. Once he had a parrot, didn't he come into his hand or whatever? So these are no,
Mr. Azad, you're getting personal right now.
No, I'm talking about the Prime Minister. I'm not talking about Narendra Modi. He's the Prime Minister of my nation. I want results from the Prime Minister. I have nothing against Narendra Modi. I have personal, very good relations with him. I talk about the responsibility of a Prime Minister. You are an elected Prime Minister.
So you feel that the work is being ignored and that there's a lot of tamasha that's taking place.
What else do we see these days?
Okay.
I think that's all we see. We see photo opportunities, nothing else. We only see the Prime Minister when there is an official function.
So
and
now
even if state heads come in, they are asked to go on the side because that is hampering the vision of the camera.
So we are not very sure about what happens there. But
Fair
on
enough.
the railways disaster, my question to you is that the results of that committee will come out soon. We will know sooner than later why this disaster took place.
I'm scared there might be a fourth reason because we've already given 3. So you never know, the minister might change his version again. So that's it.
But this question of tampering with the signal.
Yeah, see, that's the fourth version.
That's the third version. This tampering with the systems or with the signaling system, that is quite a charge. I mean, that's something that's being indicated right now. We don't know for sure whether that's what is that's what the evidence points to. But this is what is being indicated by the Railways Minister.
Well, I don't know what to say about the tampering of system. Why would somebody tamper a system?
So that's the question.
Say the government was tampering the system because there was something important, some important papers going in that train. Then what do you say?
Mr. Azad, you're making a serious charge.
No, I'm saying hypothetically, if they say it's going to be tampering, who will tamper? I mean, even if it was tampered, what happened to the Suraksha Kavach?
Suraksha Kavach is not there, and even if it was there.
So why, this is what I'm saying. Photo ops and false publicity. Oh, Suraksha Kavach laga diye, ek aage se aaye, ek piche se aaye. Don't do that. Until you've completed a job, say it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just go ahead and try and fool the people of this nation.
And you can fool some people some of the time, but not all the people all of the time.
That is what is happening now. People see in 2024.
So let me draw your attention now to the protest by the women wrestlers over the last
Shame
5
for the
or 6
nation.
weeks.
What has happened to these lovely girls of ours who are the pride of the nation. It's shame. It's shame to this government. I feel really bad. I'm a sportsman. I speak as a sportsman. I'm a sportsman at heart and a politician by choice. And I feel sorry the way they were dragged by the police on the 28th. We have authority. We have the right under the constitution of our country that we can protest. And it was a peaceful protest. And I really, I don't know, the kind of anger that I have, I find it very difficult to control it. And that shouldn't have been done to them. Listen, 2016, Sakshi Malik, first girl to win an Olympic medal.
Big day for India.
What pride. I mean, I am a sportsman. I won the World Cup in '83 and my hair stands. I feel the kind of euphoria, the kind of feeling when you have that medal around your neck and the national anthem is being sung. It's there. I mean, come on. You feel different. When we won 83, we kept pinching each other. We were never expected to do that. We were never, even the wrestlers were never expected to win medals.
But can I say here that it took a long time for the 1983 squad, including yourself, to issue a statement that you finally did a day or so ago?
I was doing it.
It took you 5 weeks.
I was doing it from day one.
It took you 5 weeks to do that?
The team was not together at that time because people were doing commentary on IPL. Many of our senior stalwarts like Sunil Gavaskar, Ravi Shastri, Krishnamacharya, Shrikant, they were doing commentary on there.
So that was more important than issuing statement in favor of the female wrestlers?
You have a contractual obligation that you got to carry on to, and hence they were on to it. We were drafting on our group, the letters and everything, and that was it. But coming back to Sakshi Malik 2016, she won that medal. Vinesh Fogart, Bajrang Punia, Sushil Kumar,
That's
and
right.
there were other wrestlers. I remember that it was coming live from 7 racecourse, the old
Lok Kalyan Marg.
Lok Kalyan Marg, where the Honorable Prime Minister is sitting with them on the same table. They're having a nice chat. There's a lot of photo opportunity. The videos carrying on, all the cameras are taking it live. Next day, all the newspapers are full of these photographs, front page photographs. And I, as a sportsman, was feeling so great. Here is a man. Forget my party affiliations. At that time, I was not in any party. I was suspended by BJP for exposing Arun Jaitley's corruption of 400 crores, which I don't say. Official papers are there of SFIO and also retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Mr. Vikramjit Sen. Anyways, I was very happy to see that. It was a great pleasure because not anybody had done. And after what has happened to them, not a single tweet. So it is just a matter of photo opportunity for you, nothing else. This is the kind of love, empathy you have for our sports person.
But before I ask you why you think that the Prime Minister has not taken any action in favor of the women wrestlers, let me say to you that one of your fellow members of the 1983 squad, Roger Binney, he has withdrawn from the statement that he initially signed.
I've not seen that because
it's all over the press, Mr. Azad.
I have seen.
He has told PTI.
Listen, I have seen his statement in the Hindustan Times where he said that I accept and agree to the statement released by 83 team. Read the Hindustan Times.
Yes, but after that, he has told PTI, and it's come out in all the newspapers, where he said that I'm withdrawing from that statement.
Bless him.
No, that's not good enough. How can he was a member of your 83 squad.
Correct.
If you feel as a sportsman so strongly about what's happening to these women wrestlers, what happened to Roger Binney?
Because he's the BCCI president and Jai Shah is the secretary of BCCI.
Jai Shah, the son of Amit Shah.
Whose else son he can be?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
So
what?
So because he is there, obviously he's not going to be supporting us. And I say that with full authority or whatever.
So just because he is the BCCI president, he will not come out in support of the women wrestlers who are protesting about sexual harassment against the BJP MP Brij Bhushan-Yogi.
I see no other reason why.
I'm asking you, that's not good enough.
I said
this is sexual harassment, Mr. Azad.
I see no other reason why would he withdraw from the statement.
Why would he not?
That is my personal opinion. That's not the opinion of 83. That's my personal opinion.
What would you have done? But if somebody said to you that you have to withdraw from the statement, what would you have done?
Never. I wouldn't have withdrawn. I mean, if they BJP asked me to withdraw my allegations against, not allegations, they were facts, the SFIO report and the Justice Vikramjit Singh report against Arun Jaitley and his cronies in DDCA, they wanted me to withdraw. They gave me a lot of things to do. They said, we'll do this for you, do this for you. I didn't withdraw. I got suspended. I'm my father's son. My father was a freedom fighter.
So why do you think Roger Binney, do you think that he capitulated to pressure by Jai Shah?
What else would be the reason? That's the reason.
So therefore, it's okay for the sexual harassment charges against this BJP MP.
That Roger Binney should answer. We have given a statement and we stand by it. If Roger Binney has withdrawn, then he should be asked, why has he withdrawn?
Are you ashamed and embarrassed on behalf of Roger Binney?
Why should I be ashamed and embarrassed because of him? Because of his statement? Why should I be embarrassed?
Because as a
I
woman,
feel proud of the 83 team, minus Roger Binney, who has withdrawn for reasons best known to him, that I have explained to you. The 83 team stands by the wrestlers, and that's about it. The statement that was given by the 83 team, I stand by it. Anything extra that is being said is said by me on a personal capacity.
okay. The question is, why do you think that it has taken so long? Firstly, there is not one line in favor of the women wrestlers, even just telling them that, listen, hold on, we are on your side, we understand the trauma that you have been going through.
Didn't we say? What does the statement say?
No,
Read
no,
it.
I'm not talking about your statement. I'm talking about the government, the party, the fact that Brij Bhushan Singh has still not been questioned by the Delhi police. There are 2 FIRs against him, one under POXO. A minor girl wrestler.
He should have been arrested. That is what POXO says. I was a member of parliament when POXO was made after the Dastardly Act with Nirbhaya.
2012.
Yes. So after that, we saw what happened, the uproar that happened in Delhi. You were also there protesting as a journalist, wanting justice for that girl.
That's right.
And I was in parliament that particular day when the bill was passed. Under POXO, you have to be arrested and then investigated. So I'm questioning the government. I'm questioning this police who's under the central government, the Delhi police, is why he was not arrested.
And that's my question to you, Mr. Azad. Why do you think you're the spokesperson of a political party?
Listen, I'll tell, let me be very candid here. I know lots of people who are in the BJP, and I was told the top boss here in Delhi wants to save. I'm not saying so. I have heard this. Top boss wants to save Mr. Singh because he feels this Mr. Singh is from UP. And there is another Mr. Singh who's the top boss of UP, and that top boss of UP is threatening the position of top boss in Delhi. Hence, and this man who's accused is a big rival to the top boss of UP. Hence, he's been given.
Sir, थोड़ा सा इसको normal language में थोड़ा समझा दीजिए.
The top boss में क्या? Top boss कौन है दिल्ली में?
आप बताइए सर.
Who's the top boss? Who's the top man of India? Vishwaguru. Who's Vishwaguru? Mr. Modi.
Okay.
So, Vishwaguru को, उनकी टीम को, उनके जो सेनापति हैं, इन लोगों को यह संभवतः लगता है कि जो यूपी गुरु हैं, योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, वह विश्वगुरु को बड़ी चुनौती दे रहे हैं यहाँ की गद्दी पर. जो सिंह साहब हैं, वो सिंह साहब
मतलब ब्रिज भूषण शरण सिंह, जिनके खिलाफ ये सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के एलिगेशन.
जी. वह जो यूपी के गुरु हैं,
योगी आदित्यनाथ,
योगी जी, वह उनके प्रतिद्वंदी हैं.
अच्छा.
तो उनको कंट्रोल में रखने के लिए ये काफी उनके मुखर हैं. इज क्वाइट वोकल अगेंस्ट मिस्टर योगी. हेंस they are shielding him to do that. He's shielding him so that he keeps on competing with Yogi and he doesn't come and compete here. This is what I got it from the horse's mouth in BJP.
The horse's mouth?
Yes. Because I still have people, they want me back in that party.
So the BJP wants you back, Mr. Azad?
Well, yes. A few people have
approached
me asking, जी आपका क्या ख्याल है? आपको कैसा लगता है? आप क्या करना चाहेंगे? अरुण जी तो रहे नहीं जिनके साथ
आपने क्या कहा?
मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा. मैंने कहा धन्यवाद.
तो आप जाना चाहेंगे?
बहुत बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूचे से निकले हैं हम. क्षमा चाहिए मुझे.
So you're not leaving the Trinamool Congress?
क्षमा चाहिए मुझे ना. और इसके बाद विश्वगुरु को देखने के बाद, इतना कुछ देखने के बाद तो धन्यवाद.
नहीं, लेकिन ये मुझे समझाइए कि this conspiracy theory that you have just outlined, and I am going to call it a conspiracy theory.
I have not outlined. I have been told.
From the horse's mouth. Who is this horse?
Let the horse be the horse.
The senior leader of the BJP.
Yes, I mean I don't want to talk about it for simple reason. It will be a breach of trust.
So a senior leader of the BJP has outlined the following.
He had said that don't even mention it anyway, but I don't know. I get excited. I can't. I'm very
candid. So let me just try and understand this. A senior leader of the BJP has told you.
Very senior. A very senior of the leader of the BJP.
A close confidant of the Prime Minister.
Well, who is close confidant? Nobody is close confidant except one man, Mr. Amit Shah.
Okay.
Nobody else is.
That's all right.
But others, who doesn't know what is happening in UP? Who doesn't know? I mean, the world knows. I'm not letting out a secret.
Okay.
So this is what I was told. And that's it.
Which is that Brij Bhushan Singh, against whom these sexual harassment charges have been made,
is being protected by the top brass
of the BJP.
of the BJP. Because he is giving a good fight to Mr. Yogi Adityanath in UP.
And Mr. Yogi Adityanath is being seen potentially in the future,
threatening.
potentially as a challenger to Prime Minister Modi.
Threatening for that seat, not challenger. Challenger is when you have two people challenging each other. You have two boxers fighting, Fraser or Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali fighting, and somebody wins. So that is a challenge.
So in today's India, whether it's the fact that these sexual harassment charges have been completely ignored for the last several weeks, and you believe that this is the reason for it.
That is what I have been told.
Okay. Is there any, do you believe that, as the wrestlers have been told, that Mary Kom herself and who is the head of this oversight committee which is investigating
What a great
this.
sportswoman. What a great sportswoman. Yeah.
The fact is that this team that is being headed, the oversight committee that's being headed by Mary Kom, there is an investigation underway. The Delhi police has finally is speaking to several witnesses. And do you think that these female wrestlers should hold their patience and not bahaw their medals into the Gangaji and basically just be calm and let the report come out of this committee?
Jyoti, what you told me, you believe this?
Sir, I'm asking you, sir.
No. Do you believe this, what you're telling me? You're such an intelligent lady.
नहीं,
You
आप
tell me,
बताइए, sir.
Mary Kom, she and Viswanathan Anand are two people who have won world titles 6 times.
Yeah.
Chess and boxing. I would say they are the legends. Cricket is only played by 8 countries, 12 countries, 16 they're associate members. And cricket is popular because it's calendared. We know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. It's a game of glorious uncertainty is what's going to happen. But if you look at it, I would rate these two,
Mary Kom and Viswanathan Anand.
Viswanathan Anand, just for the sake of bringing those medals, and Major Dhyan Chand.
What about PT Usha?
PT Usha, yes, but you can't get them there as far as the performance, medals are concerned, performance is concerned, championships are concerned. Major Dhyan Chand on the hockey goal.
That's right.
For India in Berlin, when Hitler was watching it. So, when you talk of Mary Kom, what a great woman. They put her into a controversy. They made her the chairman. They said we'll get a report within the next 30 days. You don't give reports for the next 60 days. Where is the report? You've taken statements from everybody. They've given you statements. Those who are the victims, those who were not the victims, those who were the associates.
Right.
All interviews have been taken.
Well, Delhi police is still carrying out.
Hold on. Forget Delhi police. We'll come to it much later.
Okay.
Delhi police. It's a police. What a shame. So the committee took. Let me give you step by step. I won't take more than 2 minutes. So Mary Kom, they took all the evidence, all the statements from everybody. They were supposed to come out of the report in 30 days. They never came out of the report in 30 days. The wrestlers sat for 60 days. They asked what is happening. They had faith in the government. That is why they went to the government.
Yeah.
It wasn't the other way around, that they came to the government in the end. So they had faith in the government, so they went to the government. And the committee did nothing. So they went to the police to file FIRs.
Which they were refused.
Which they refused. So they went and knocked the doors of Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court asked the Delhi police to file FIRs. And hence they filed FIRs.
Right.
2 FIRs were filed. One under normal CRPC, IPC.
Yeah.
And the other under
POXO.
POXO says that if an FIR is filed for minor, you have to be immediately arrested and investigated later.
Yeah. Before any investigation.
Right?
Yes.
Big question mark. Who's Delhi police under? If Delhi police was not doing under pressure, and if this government or the Home Minister Amit Shah, he was independent and he knew, yes, these people are the pride of the nation, They have sat with the Prime Minister, they have had photo opportunities, they have been on live and they have done the human service for the nation. They would have asked the police commissioner, क्या हो रहा है ये आप क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं arrest? That is why you sit in the executive, no?
Yes.
To control police, to control railways. You've seen what has happened in railways and you saw what happened with the wrestlers when it came to Home Ministry. Why wasn't the instruction given to them and saying, yeah, investigation ho rahi hai? Right? So he wasn't arrested. So once a little bit of fervor here and there was raised. So they said, Sahab, humne statement sabka le liya hai. They took statement under 164 and I read it in the newspaper, the Indian Express. My God, I can't even repeat a single word of what was done to these girls, these little girls.
Yeah.
I'm being a minor. Then somebody came up, the BJP wala saying, अरे वो तो minor नहीं थी. अरे साहब, अभी तो वो major है. But जब घटना 7 साल पहले उसके साथ थी तो वो minor थी.
सही है.
I mean, what do they think? We're fools, nincompoops. And so what happened? Yet no arrest. When you go and speak to Anurag Thakur, he says, जी आप देखो, पुलिस काम कर रही है, कोर्ट पे विश्वास नहीं. कोर्ट का तो मामला ही नहीं है भाई. तुमने चार्जशीट फाइल तो की नहीं. तुमने सारे स्टेटमेंट्स ले लिए. तुमने पॉक्सो के अंदर उसको अरेस्ट नहीं किया. अब मुझे बताओ, आफ्टर सीइंग द एंटायर सिनेरियो विद द गवर्नमेंट नॉट गिविंग, इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है. अरे यार तुमने सब ले तो लिए स्टेटमेंट, सरकार ने स्टेटमेंट ले लिए, पुलिस ने स्टेटमेंट ले ली. पुलिस ने ली जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा, तब आपने एफआईआर किया, पॉक्सो में आपने अरेस्ट नहीं किया. तो मैं क्या समझूं? जो मेरा सोर्स है, जो मुझे सोर्स बता रहा है कि यह है प्रॉब्लम और इसके कारण से विश्व गुरु और यूपी गुरु के बीच में इस कारण से नहीं हो रहा है ये, तो अब मुझे बताओ मैं क्या विश्वास करूं? उस अपने टॉप सोर्स बीजेपी को या इनको, अनुराग ठाकुर को, जो बोलते हैं कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है. अभी 6 महीने हो गए. You need investigation. 6 people who were affected. They've given, out of which one was a minor at the time of the incident. 6 लोग दे चुके हैं, स्टेटमेंट आ चुका है, वो एफआईआर में जो है वो चीज अखबार में पूरी आ गई.
तो ये बताइए कि जो बीजेपी के अंदर, लाइक द वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड मिनिस्टर, other women ministers, and by the way, this is not just a women's issue, this is an issue for all of us as citizens of India.
The nation, the pride of the nation.
So why is it that nobody is speaking out?
That is the question. The government, the ministers, they are not speaking out. Smriti Irani, she used to be so vocal. I'm quite surprised. The one who used to run around a cylinder in all Delhi for months saying ये 400 रुपए का हो गया, which is now 12,500 rupees. Where is she?
12,500, sir.
Sorry, 1,250.
Yeah.
That is what the cylinder is all about. That is one of the reasons for their loss in Karnataka. Now, where is she?
But ये मुझे बताइए कि why is it?
Thanks to that Pankaja Munde, the one who is the member of parliament.
Yeah.
Thanks to her, great cuts to say that they should get justice. I'm really very happy. I must congratulate her from the print.
But the question also is, why is it that the opposition has not come out onto the streets? You can tell me this in an interview that you're very, very deeply distressed. But your party, the Trinamool Congress, and the other opposition parties, the Congress party, Priyanka Gandhi went for a few seconds to Jantar Mantar to speak to these women wrestlers and to show solidarity and support. Some others also went, but you have not seen the kind of protest that the opposition could have mounted in favor of these women.
You cannot blame Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee did a protest march. She's been writing on television. Even Abhishek has been writing on social media, and they've also given statements in the newspaper. Mamata Banerjee has been very vocal. You will watch, you go look into a social media account, go look into the press, the interviews that she's given to the press regarding it. And only 4 days ago, she was on protest on the streets of Kolkata, wanting justice for these wrestlers, for these girls, for the pride of our nation. Beti bachao, beti padhao.
लेकिन बाकी जो ऑपोजिशन है, आप लोग साथ मिलकर इस इशू को लेकर, दिस इज नॉट एन इशू और पॉलिटिक्स की कौन सा स्टेट कौन जीत रहा है या आप कौन से अलायंस करने वाले हैं. दिस इज अबाउट द यंग गर्ल्स एंड द यंग वुमेन ऑफ इंडिया.
Don't you think better sense should prevail with these people? What is this? This is not opposition unity to go and contest elections of 2024. This is something that should come from within, and they should do the protest like Mamata Banerjee did. See, remember one thing. Now I speak to you as a sports person. Sports and sportsmen do not belong to any religion, caste,
Exactly.
creed, region.
Exactly.
We are not a vote bank.
That's right.
Right? So nobody bothers about us. When we win medals, everybody gives you 1 crore, 5 crore, sarkar ne ye kar diya, like the Haryana government, this Khattar made Sakshi Malik the brand ambassador for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao after she won the medal in 2016. The Prime Minister had a beautiful photo op and live chat with these wrestlers. But otherwise, we are not a vote bank because we do not belong to any religion, caste, creed, region. No.
तो सर ये बताइए कि जो हरियाणा के खाप पंचायत है, they have now come out in favor of these girls.
Why shouldn't they?
आपको लगता है कि this is the right thing to do, or is it again politicizing the whole affair?
Listen, I made a statement. Then when we won the 1983 World Cup, at that time Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. We didn't win it for the Prime Minister. Sakshi Malik, Vinesh Fogart, or Bajrang Punia, or other sportsmen, they did not win it for Narendra Modi. They won it for the nation. And before being a politician or being a sportsman, I am an Indian first. I have my own conscience, and I should know what is right and what is wrong. So if a Prime Minister can sit and do a photo op with these people, if a Khattar as CM, who's a politician and then a CM, can make her brand ambassador, then why can't politicians come out who are individual citizens of India first in support of these wrestlers who are not getting any support?
They have now given
Justice.
the deadline of 9th June कि 9 जून से पहले जो है सरकार has to take action against Brij Bhushan Singh. आपको क्या लगता है कि is it a good thing to give a deadline like this?
Yes, why not? If I know where it is, if it's going to be around Delhi, I would like to go. I would like to make a statement that if they do anything of the sorts, I would like to, मैं अपने पहलवानों के साथ जुड़ना चाहूँगा और जुड़ करके उनके समर्थन में, इस प्रदर्शन में या धरने में जहाँ भी होगा वहाँ पर उनके साथ रहना चाहूँगा.
सर एक last couple of questions. सबसे पहले the International Olympic Committee as well as the International Wrestling Federation have come out.
United Wrestling Federation.
United Wrestling Federation, forgive me, have come out and issued very strong statements and said that law should carry its course and that these women wrestlers against whom sexual
The law
harassment
is not carrying its course. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. If law was carrying its own course, under POCSO you should have been arrested. So law is not carrying its own course. Please carry on.
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि एक तरफ India is leader of G20, PM जो है,
It's not leader, it's by rotation we are leader.
सर जो भी है, but the fact is that you are there,
No, that
it's
is
the
again
world's
a photo
largest
of
20.
being made कि
नहीं,
देखो
but
विश्व गुरु G20 के अधिकारी बन गए. अरे भाई
तो
साल
आपको
खत्म
क्या
हो
लगता
जाएगा,
है कि
दूसरे
ये
को
जो,
चला जाएगा.
so the fact
You'll
that,
hand the baton to somebody else.
but the fact that these international organizations are now focusing their attention on India.
It's very serious. It's very bad for the reputation of Indian sports and also India. It's bad.
In
you
what
think
way?
People not watching. You mean to say that sportsmen across the world are not watching what's happening? They're not reading news. Everybody is. Can't you see that? You know, every association must have a disciplinary committee and also sexual harassment committee.
Which they don't have, several of them. So that's you're saying that's terrible for Indian sport because the world is watching what's going on in Indian sport inside
I
India.
told you, sports has been used as a medium of politics. Like South Africa. Because of the Rhodesia.
Yeah.
Rhodesia and South Africa were absolutely isolated because of apartheid. We are not playing with Pakistan because we say terror and talks don't go together. That's a political statement. When the entire Western Bloc of 1980 said no to going to Moscow Olympics. So these statements, sports has been used as a statement to tell you politically what's right, what's wrong. So when you talk about it, I'm sure everybody else is watching. It's something, otherwise why should the international...
And it's not looking good for India at all.
No, then why should have International Olympic Committee or United Wrestling Federation come together and give a statement like that? They are international bodies. They're international, the mother bodies for wrestling and for the Olympic Association, respectively.
What do you think they are thinking about Indian sport?
They're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at the impotency of those who should have done something.
Last question to you, Mr. Azad. Is there a common thread that you see between two very disparate, completely unrelated events? One is, on the one hand, you have the women wrestlers protesting against the sexual harassment allegations and the arrest of the BJP MP Brij Bhushan-Yogi, and the other is this railways disaster. Do you see that the government, is there a thread, do you think? Because the government is a very powerful authority and is involved in both these.
The government is incompetent. सत्ता के नशे में चूर है ये सरकार. And it doesn't matter to them.
On this note, Mr. Azad, we really do hope that justice will be done to the women wrestlers, and we hope that the investigation into the railways disaster will be completed soon, so that we know what is the problem and that can be addressed. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ThePrint.